that topic, Mike, I was curious your response to Senator Elizabeth Warren, who a few weeks ago wrote to the Fed chair asking to break you up, basically to separate the core banking services, and said in the current state, Wells Fargo presents a risk to the financial system and to consumers. How'd you respond to that?
Like I said, we're just a very different place, than we were. And, whether it's people, process, operating disciplines, controls, really across the board than we were. And so our focus right now is every day we come in and just make sure we're delivering on all the things we've got to do to put those issues behind us. And that's really where the focus is. And like I said, I think you're starting to see progress. We see it in what we look at. It's hard for everybody to see it outside at this point, but we really do see it, and we're focused and confident that we can get it all done.
Talk us through your outlook for costs efficiency ratio, and therefore with it, if we do see rates rise, operating leverage, which we did see come through in quite a nice way for Bank of America today. Will you be able to see that come through next year?
Yeah, well, I keep reminding people that as you look at what happened over the last 3 months, for most of the third quarter, rates were a lot lower than they are today. And so, the recent rally, I think, is helpful as we sort of look forward. But it is pretty recent, and we've seen a lot of volatility as the 10-year in particular sort of moved around, quite a bit over the few months. But I think we still think rates are going to rise. We think that'll be helpful as we look at earnings. And a lot of that, as falls to the bottom line as we do that. On the efficiency agenda, we've laid out a multi-year plan where, we're delivering on what we laid out. And we feel really confident that we'll be able to continue to drive more efficiency over the next few years. And that should, and hopefully you're starting to see that in the results, and you'll see more over time.
I know you mentioned the healthy loan growth that you were seeing across autos and homes and cards. So can you just speak more to what you are seeing from the consumer? Because there are questions right now about what happens when the stimulus fades and when monetary policy starts to go the other way, and just what the economy is going to look like into the holiday season and next year, especially with some of these inflationary concerns.
Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainties out there, a lot of risks out there, but we're just not seeing that translate yet into a slowdown in, spend. Week to week, you might see a little bit of volatility in different categories or overall spend, but the trend, has still been pretty stable for the last number of months. And I think when you look at liquidity balances, both for people that got federal aid and those that don't, they're still up 40+% from where they were. So the liquidity is still there, for clients, and they're out, beginning to spend more, or are spending more for the last, number of months. And so at this point, we're optimistic that's going to keep happening despite some of the risks that are out there.
Mike, I just wanted to end by asking what morale was like. It felt like when you reported the last quarter's earnings that you'd put the worst behind you. Indeed, the share price rallied pretty aggressively for the following 6 weeks or so to the middle of August. And now we kind of feel like we've taken a little bit of a step back based on, some of the questions on the earnings call, as Sarah referenced, Senator Warren asking for you to be broken up. Is that a bit of a blow to morale to have to revisit some of those issues all over again?
No, look, we think the quarter was actually really good performance, from where we are, and shows the progress we're making across both the business side, our priorities, the risk and regulatory stuff, and we remain really confident that we're going to be able to work our way through this and solve those problems and get it behind us. But it just will take time, and that is the case. But we still feel really good about it, and think over the long run, there's a lot of opportunity for us to continue to do more in all of our key businesses, and are focused on delivering that.